Hey crafty YouTube friends, it's Rena, and it feels like it's been forever since I did a project video. So I have something for you today that is for my guest design team project at craftycity.com/thesecretgarden. And those are Archana's two locations where she sells lots of goodies. Secret Garden is flowers, and craftycity.com is a little bit of everything. So I will link her down below, and you guys definitely check it out. She has a discount if you purchase over a certain amount, or maybe it's free shipping. I will put that in the description box down below so you guys can check it out with the whatever the special that she has is. So she sent me some papers, and I had told her that they really weren't my style, but I was compelled to create something beautiful with them, even though they weren't my particular style. So I'm going to show you that card first. And this is it. And this is the paper back here that she sent me. And she does carry paper at craftycity.com. I believe this was an authentic paper pack. So definitely check out her papers. I know a lot of you like these more vintage looking colors, and it's very pretty. There was actually a real pretty design down here too, but I covered it up with the flowers. So I started with my Spellbinders dies. I did 3 layers of this shaped die. I added this pretty lace from Suha Fuha's store. And then I used a Spellbinders die here. I used a larger oval than fits in this die because I wanted as much of the lady image as possible. And there we go. So I think even though you can see where she's not completely in the lines here, with the flower arrangement, it's barely even noticeable. But I really like how it turned out. I believe I got this also from Suha Fuha. This piece here, I believe I got from Saw Crafters. This is just a flat back I had in my stash. And the image is from an artist. Her store is A Day for Daisies, and she's a digital artist, so check her out as well. These were recently gifted to me by Sabrina, Okie Mom to 2 girls, in a rack that she sent me, and I really, really love them a lot. This little doodad was sent on a package that someone sent me, and it was kind of like a little decoration, and I thought it looked really pretty there. Down here are the flowers I got from Archana's store. This particular one I had in my stash, but I believe she does sell these larger wild orchid craft. And then the rest of these were ones that I purchased from her Secret Garden store. And they're all wild orchid craft. Super, super beautiful. And then I always add my little sprays that I get at my local craft store into my flower arrangements to give them a more natural look. So that's my card topper. And then, because easel is my favorite style of card to create, I made it into an easel card. And I have a little tutorial that I'm going to share with you guys at the end of this video about creating a shaped, I hope that's the tutorial I have. I think it is. How to create a shaped card, easel card. And I have another one on that I'm also going to share at the end of this video, and I'll tell you about that one in the next project. But I did want to mimic the top with this same layered Spellbinders dies here, the same Spellbinder die as is around the lady, and then I mimicked the floral arrangement, and then I added this vintage key. I added some more of the peach colored lace from Suha Fuha store and some peach pearls that I had in my stash as my stopper. So that is my first card, and the one that I created with the papers that were outside of my comfort zone. You'll have to tell me how you think I did. So there you go. Now my next card was something that I was commissioned to do. And it's kind of large. It's like 7 by 8. And I had to make the box that big because the card itself really hangs over the edges. It was just a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 card, but ended up needing a box this size. And you'll see. The customer asked me to create to use a bird, to use butterflies, and to use flowers. So, yeah, I used my Tilda papers. I did a lot of layering. I layered my Martha Stewart punch butterflies. This came from the paper collection. And there are my beautiful flowers. This is actually a recollection, but this one, and the little cherry blossoms are from Archana's Secret Garden store. Very beautiful. So let me show you that on the edges I used this this ruffle trim that we all know we get from Hobby Lobby. And I can't remember where I got this, but this actually could be from Hobby Lobby as well. So let me pull back, and the top comes off very simply. And this is how the card fits inside the box. So boxes are really simple to make, and I'll probably do a little tutorial on that for you guys another time. As a matter of fact, if you'd like a box tutorial, let me know, and I'll be glad to do that for you. Okay, so this card, the topper of it, I used this resin piece here. And I used a lot of layering and a lot of stuff on this card. So the topper got really heavy. So what I decided to do in order to support it was I added a layer of chipboard underneath here. And then I added cardstock on top. You can see the chipboard at the bottom as well. And I simply did that to support the weight of the card so that it would last longer and there wouldn't be as much give. So the first thing I decided to do was that I wanted to do this really distressed old look there and down here as well. So I'm very inspired by a lady named Gabrielle. She has a little tutorial on how to do that. I will try real hard to remember to link you guys to it. But she just, it's really actually very simple. She tells you to take a little Q-tip, wet it, run it on one side and then the other side of your paper, and then just start scrunching it, and it will end up doing this. And when it dries, it's very firm. Let me pull back so we can get a better focus. So I layered another paper underneath, and you can see underneath there as well, so that when it's all scrunched, you can still see that pretty paper underneath. So, wow, I've done a lot on this card. I did this 2.5-inch strip, goes all the way across, and I used lace all the way around that piece. And then I layered this doily. This piece is from the paper collection, and then this image is also from the collection. This is a Prima resin, my layered Martha Stewart punched butterflies, and I believe this is Recollection bling here, coming off the tail of the butterfly. Crinkled seam binding bow. As you can see, the sentiment says happy 101st birthday. And yes, this is for a lady who is turning 101. One of my customers on eBay had asked me if I could custom make this card. So I was delighted. Okay, so the vine here was something I had in my stash. It had other flowers on it, but I just took those flowers off, and I added these beautiful flowers that Archana sent me from her Secret Garden store on Facebook. So there's this pink one and this pink cherry blossom, and then there's a rosebud there. And the same here. And then down here, this is a Recollection. And the rest are from Archana's store. These little resin birds were gifted to me by someone who generously sent me a rack, and those were in there, and they worked perfectly with this card. So that's the topper. Let me pick you up and show you that in the sentiment area, I did another layer of lace back here. This is another Prima, beautiful Prima resin, also making the card heavy and therefore needing that card chipboard. Beautiful flowers. And oh, I forgot to mention, I did a layer, well actually 2 layers of lace underneath my flowers here and here, there, and there. So every little bit just adds more and more delightful areas for the eye to get drawn to and to stay interested. And then there's more beautiful pearls there. So my next little tutorial after is going to be about flower placement. And forgive me guys, because I'm new to doing tutorials and it was a little awkward to talk while I was actually creating. So hopefully I'll get better at that. But I hope you guys will head over to Archana's 2 stores, craftycity.com, which I'll link down below, as well as her Facebook group, The Secret Garden, and she has the most incredible, beautiful Wild Orchid Craft flowers there. I used to buy directly from Wild Orchid Craft, but the shipping was just very expensive unless you were buying $75 worth. So I have found it very, very convenient to buy from Archana, and her store is always stocked unless Wild Orchid Craft is running behind. So definitely check her out, and we'll talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the tutorials. Let me know what you think, and I'll keep them coming if I have enough interest. Have a great night. Bye. Hi guys, I wanted to share just kind of a couple of little tips. I've had some requests to want to know how I make my shaped easel cards. And I know there are probably 99% of the crafters out there that when they use a shaped die, and when I say shaped die, let me show you what I mean. Like something like this. So they'll cut one of these out and then they'll fold it, and this is their easel. I don't do that, and I'm going to show you what I do. So I'll make my card topper. So this happens to be my card topper, and this is the shaped Spellbinders die that I used. And then I make my bottom piece, my sentiment piece. And then I will have, I will cut a 6 by 12. Okay, so your paper is 12 by 12, so you want to cut it in half. And so you've got a 6 by 12 piece. You want to score it at 6 and 3 to make your easel. Now, what I do after that, because you can see this piece under here is 3 inches, and this piece should be 3 inches. But I usually cut about a 1/2 inch off, because when you put your shaped piece on, you don't want it to show underneath that rounded edge. So you cut a little bit of that off, so that when your card comes out, you don't see it behind. Okay? And then your bottom piece, you're also going to cut some off of here. And it's going to depend what shape that you use as to how much you need to cut off. But you're just going to butt it up against your scored line. And then it just looks like that underneath. It doesn't matter what it looks like underneath, because the person who receives it is not going to look underneath the card. So the card ends up looking like this. And you put your easel on, and it ends up like that. So you've already seen it in my first video how it looks when it's done, but that's how I do it, and it's much, much easier for me. I don't have to mess with using my shape die and folding it and all of that. So that's how I do it. Now I want to show you something else that I started doing probably about a month ago, and I was buying a lot of this. And I was buying rolls that were gigantic. And I was paying like 40, 50, 60 bucks for them, depending on the size. And I was like, there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way. So I started saving all my little scraps of paper. And when I needed foam adhesive, depending on what size item it was, let's say I needed a larger size item, I would just fold this up, use just a teeny bit of hot glue, fold that up, and that was what I used instead of using, let me pull it off, instead of using that. So it's basically the same thing, and I would just put hot glue on here or hot glue on here, and I'd use that as my, you know, instead of using this or foam dots or that expensive stuff that we buy. Now it works in small pieces too, so if you needed a smaller piece, you know, you could do that. Let's say you wanted it to be more popped up, you just roll up more. So that's what your scraps can be super good for. And I'm telling you, I'm saving a lot of money not having to buy this stuff. You know, there are occasions where I'm still going to use this, but for the most part, I'm saving a lot. So give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions about the easel card thing. I'll be glad to help you and answer them. And there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hi guys, I'm at my desk, and this is the card that I'm working on, and I've been messing with this card for probably 30-45 minutes trying to figure out flower placement. So this is a commission card I've been working on this morning, and been very frustrated about flower placement. And I thought I would do a little tutorial because I know many of you have asked me before, you know, about flower placement. I pulled out a bunch of my flowers that I got from Archana on the Secret Garden Facebook. Hi, Archana. And that's what I'm working with on this card. So I also found this in my stash, and I decided that since the image has a branch and it has some leaves and it has pink flowers, that I would use this. And it had other flowers on it, so I just picked those off and I'm going to use this here. But what I want to do first is play with my flower placement before I break out the hot glue gun and go to town with that. So I'm going to kind of shape this a little bit rounded like that. And forgive me if there's going to be times where I don't say anything because I don't really know what to say. This is the first time I'm doing, I guess, what this would be called a process video. And I'm a little wigged out about it. There's no real rhyme or reason for, I just kind of eyeball everything and make my decisions based on how attractive I find it to the eye. I will do another video where I do a traditional flower cluster. You guys have seen me do some massive flower clusters, and this is actually kind of new for me.
You've got mail.
I've got mail. Using the branch, because I usually don't use branches, but I do like how it looks on this particular project. And I think that's what I'm going to go with. So there's the card. I've got a bow, and I was really hoping to use it at the end of the arrangement, but it's too low. So I'm thinking maybe here. And I have a sentiment. Like I said, this is a commissioned card. Happy 101st birthday. Can you believe that? Yeah, a lady contacted me through eBay. I do a lot of, I sell all my cards on eBay, and she has bought other cards from me. So, yeah. Happy 101st birthday. Okay, guys, so that's what I'm deciding to go with there as far as the flower arrangement. Maybe not the bow, I don't know yet. But yeah, that's my process. So, of course, I'll show you the finished card. Thanks for watching.